Yep, beautiful day, beautiful fall day in New England. Just finished doing my leaves. Now I don't have a ton of trees. Got 5 or 6, and they're all little. This is a new development, so these trees aren't old. The oldest is probably 7 years old. But I have these. You can see those big old oaks up there. They're still hanging on, and they all come down. My banking right there, I don't worry about too much. It is a real severe grade. I just kind of do about 6-8 feet up, and that's a work in progress that I cleared out. I actually cleared that whole thing out once. It's all sumac. It all grew back. There's a couple cherry trees. Those are nice. I just haven't really decided what we're gonna do with it. You know, there's ground cover options, but for now I put my little wall in. I'm gonna throw some wildflowers in there, but that's not why I made this video. I made this video to show you some leaf blower options. Whether you're a professional commercial guy, you got a small yard, you got a big yard, to a certain degree this covers them all, besides electric and battery. Battery ones, I guess they're okay. I wouldn't waste my time with one of them. So the one I use the most is that little Stihl. I don't even remember what model it is. They changed it now. That thing hasn't missed a beat. I use that, you know, when I'm mowing my 10 lawns a week during the mowing season. These other ones are overkill. I know I see guys who carry these around, but I mean, if I'm bagging and I'm just dusting off a sidewalk and a driveway, by the time you get that thing loaded on your back, I could be done blowing off your equipment. But for the fall, you know, that's when these earn their keep. Start off with this BR 420. I got this one cheap, and I like it a lot. You can always tell a good engine because it doesn't have a primer. This thing just starts on the first, second pull, whether it's been sitting for a while or not. Now they have the 500 and some different ones. The first Stihl I bought was in the fall of '04. Bought a BR 550, which at the time was the biggest Stihl they made, and they made the 600 Magnum. Now they have 700 and 800. But when I used that for the first time, it was incredible. I think we had a shitty home light that we got from Home Depot. So I bought it, my dad gave me half, and he's still running it. And this one is not as powerful, but it does work good. It's light, it runs great. Some of these had Red Max engines. I don't know if this one does or doesn't. I rebuilt the carburetor and I haven't looked back. I think I may have replaced the fuel line. Just a great backpack blower. And then next, this at the time was one of the biggest ones you could get. This is a Red Max 8500 clone. Of course, Husqvarna owns Red Max now. Pretty sure they bought them just to get the technology they were using, the strato charging, carburetors. But it's a beast. Pretty sure they make a bigger one now. Stihl probably has a bigger one, but at the time when I bought this was the biggest and best. And for me, it's fine. It works really well. I think I paid around $600 for it. It's not cheap. You know, none of these are box store units. If you see my videos, you know how I feel about box stores. I don't buy anything from them. It's junk. These are all dealer stuff, and that's why they've lasted. That thing's 25 years old. Finally is this old girl. That is 3 whole horsepower, which is probably less than the 2 backpacks, but it surprisingly works really well. I rebuilt the carburetor. I've never seen one this small. Now they make them probably up to 30 horsepower, and they're 6 times this size. But it does work really well. And that's the fan in there. It's got a plastic impeller, a ton of vanes. Moves a lot of volume. I was very happy with it, just using it, you know, in here kind of to corral them. It's a 1988. It runs awesome, idles down, puts out good power for 3-horse. And like I said, now they make them. You know, they don't. I don't think Billy Goat makes something this small anymore. But it's well made and it runs great and it does work really well. So anyway, if you were thinking about buying a leaf blower, these are in a nutshell what your options are, with the exception of, you know, some electric and battery options, which I'm sure have their place as long as you're buying them from a dealer, I think. You know, now that the equivalent steel is probably around 400, that was 6. You can get those for 1.5, and you know, they don't make anything this small. They may probably make a 5-horse. It's probably $400 or $500. So they all work. They all have their place. I use them all. I don't have as many cleanups as I used to. I do, you know, most of my customers actually, well, fortunately for me, are in this development that I live in. I have 5 or 6 places, and there's just not a whole lot of trees. So it's I just don't have them anymore. I have a few, but you know, I really don't even have any on this side. So, you know, these people who abut the woods, obviously you get all these oaks and then a few maples and some cherry trees and sumac and that crap. But anyway, you know, if you are gonna leaf blow it down, you know, some people, you know, I usually I do this with my 21. I like the way it stripes, but in the interest of time, I use my 36-inch Proline Toro, stripe it up nice, get it done. And I did blow it down first. Oh, leaves it packed in the back of the truck, and there's a few more barrels too. I like to do it like that. I know there are some new lawnmowers out there that, you know, could do it in one shot. Like my neighbor right there, he doesn't have a ton of leaves. You could do that with a lawnmower and suck them up and be done with it. But, you know, you're emptying the bag a bunch of times. I'd rather just leaf blow it. When the job's done, you've probably the time is probably about equal, I think. But anyway, those are your leaf blowers: backpack, handheld, and walk behind. You know, they do have tractor mount ones that go on the front of Skags and stuff. Those things are really effective, but for most people, you know, commercial and homeowner and landowner, that's what you'd run. So hope this helps. So as far as engine size goes, the 420 I think is around 50 cc's. The 580, 70 something. That little one's probably 30 or 40, and obviously that's 3 horsepower. As far as cc's, it's probably close to that, around 70 or 80. It's definitely not 100. But there you go.